All right,
so
everybody.
as I was saying,
We were not saying, we're going right into it. How's everybody doing tonight, folks? Welcome in, everybody. Let's see, let's drop that and that, and we should be good. It's been a while since we've been back at the table. It's good to see some of your faces. Only some of them, though. I don't like everyone here. But,
Yeah,
well.
it's valid.
Yeah, Amy.
Look,
Yeah,
I don't get knocked for looking like someone different every single session because y'all like the way I look. I get it. Eventually, I'll settle and find a look, but till then, I'm just gonna...
There'll be one day where you come up looking at me like, Amy, wow, you just, I don't know what it is. You look great. And you'll be like, this is the hairstyle. That's it.
Yeah, no, I gotta stay like this forever. Start trimming my hair at this length.
I've got to fix Sniper's camera. I just realized that he's intentionally put something on it, so it looks different.
blurred out the background.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's brought up some camera specs all the way around, and I'm like, why is that? You know what? Never mind. I'm not worried about it. That should be better. Background is blurred. We no longer have proof of your variety of Boyz II Men posters on your wall. It's okay if you have them. We're not mad.
It's okay. I like it that way.
I figured as much.
Tell me why.
That's not Boyz II Men, but we're gonna run with it.
Wow.
So
Oh man.
someone literally said that a few minutes ago in the call that I looked like young Jesus.
Yeah, he looks like a useful Canadian Jesus.
No, young Jizzy.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait. No, that was unfortunate. I didn't intend that.
His camera's going right into my screen, is it? Oh, it is. How about that? Look at that. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I'm not trying to, Cam. I'm just really bad at doing slow dances.
Entering yours. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, it should be fixed. Everyone should be good. So, guys, it's been a long while. How is everybody feeling?
Doing all right.
That was
Absolutely.
believable. That was exciting. I guess we can just get right into tonight's game then.
Let's
If everyone
go.
I'm vaccinated now.
Hey, there we go.
I'm half vaccinated. I still have to wait. So yesterday was the day when I got that first shot, and then I come back to Daddy Publix and I go, ooh, please give me a shot, senpai.
If you
And
could
they
never
go,
say that again, that would be too soon.
The next shot you get when you say that is not going to be a vaccination.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I've been saying that ever since I got the shot. It's the nanobots.
I watched this video. It straight up reminded me of Ronald. Okay, so it was, oh my god, it was this fucking black guy that was getting a shot. It was the Moderna shot, right? And he's like, "Thank you for giving me my 5th and final shot." And he's like, "Yes, sir, your 5th shot." He's like, "Yes, my 5th. I've collected them all." And he's like, "Sir, you know you only needed 2 shots, and that's 1 medication, correct?" He's like, "No. You don't know what I'm about anymore." And he's like, "I'm impervious." The guy's like, "Hold on, sir." And he puts his arm on him. The guy like twists his arm around his shit. It's like, "Now I'm fucking invincible." And he's like one arm fighting these like goons that are attacking him. It was hilarious, man. It was good shit. I had a good laugh. I was like, this is so Ronald. I've got to show him. And then I forgot until now.
Didn't he drop some line, something like, why be immortal when I can be invincible?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah, it's perfect. That definitely is Xander for sure. So, I'm curious, Ronald, you're normally not just okay. Like, what's going on? What's got your gourd, homie?
No, just good. Work is fucking annoying. Just tired.
He's been listening to a lot of Linkin Park lately.
Yeah.
No, just working.
A lot of Limp Bizkit.
You still dieting? You
Yeah.
losing the weights?
Mhm.
How much have you lost?
I'm at 223 right now.
Okay.
And I'm pushing for 200 and then possibly 180.
Damn. Okay, so that's a number. What were you at?
I was at 270.
All right, so you're at, what do you say you're at? You're 223?
Yeah.
So almost 50 pounds down.
Yeah,
nice.
that is not a small amount of weight, my guy.
You've dropped a small child.
Steven, you gonna let him catch up to you like that, dog?
I'm losing weight like at a very slow pace. Like I think Ronald's 50 is like my 5 pounds. So I think we're at about the same weight right now.
Oh man. Oh no. Is it gonna happen? Are you gonna pass him, Ronald? Is he gonna be the husky one from this point forward?
He's probably going to be passing me up like pretty soon because like my diet isn't as aggressive. But if I switch to his diet, then I'll probably. I have an issue of like losing weight sometimes too fast.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not get too crazy with it. So
Yeah. I have similar diet issues where I too like to have In-N-Out excessively. So I same.
Well, we've already talked tonight about your libido.
I was talking about hamburgers, you fuck.
Hey, like, we don't kink shame your bub.
You know,
I'm not
like I
fucking
said
my
before, we
hamburger,
don't
Annie.
mind waiting. You know, we don't mind starting late for that.
We already started late, okay? We already started late, and that's fine. What about you, Red? I feel like it's been about a billion years since you and I have talked.
Dude, it's tax season and my contract doesn't get renewed, and neither do the top performing people in our office. So my only message to chat is, I swear to God, if you haven't done your taxes and you only have like a W-2, I will find you and I will slap you.
He won't. He's a lot lazier than
You
that.
have no reason not to. Just do it. Get it done.
I like how when you threaten people that didn't do their taxes, your cat just gets up and leaves. She's like, shit.
Yeah. My cat practices tax evasion all the time, dude. It's horrible.
Frankie's been living for free his entire life.
That's something I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I swear.
Just Jesus fucking Christ. It's
Mine's gonna be a little complex. Okay.
Yeah, I already did mine in February, so I'm good.
good.
Mine is a little more challenging to do than not. I'm still trying to discover what sort of write-offs I get for having an almost $70,000 edition.
Yeah.
We're filing long form, and this is challenging. It's my first year filing long form.
Yeah, if you don't have your own accountant and you go to somewhere like an H&R Block or a tax place, tell them not to put you with someone who's only been there for a year.
We have an accountant.
Good.
We have a CPA that we've been hiring because it's challenging.
The amount of people who just come in and they're like, yeah, I have a simple return. Just put me with whoever. And then they have like, oh yeah, I have a corporation and $70,000 worth of write-offs. Can you itemize this for me?
Yeah, okay, that's fair. What if I itemize everything out and I lay it out in an order for you so you know exactly where to put what amount?
Well, I mean, technically, the whole thing's a write-off since it's
Which
your office.
kind of order?
No, see, that's the problem. When you own your own business and you spend more than you make, suddenly the government's like, bro, you
They're
about to
really
get
bad.
audited.
Yeah. So you got to be very on top of your shit. And boy, oh boy.
Guess what? I spent twice as much money than I made. I can't say that because I don't want to go through the fucking auditing process. They're going to be so confused. Like, well, you sound like an idiot. You only made $35,000 and you spent $70,000? You're a dumb fuck. You're not going to succeed. Why do we keep giving you a chance? It's because I'm a dumb fuck that I keep trying to succeed. But, well, I mean, we'll just keep...
IRS is going to come touch you.
Please, no. God, no. What is this? It's a gaggle. Yeah, that's what it is, Sloth. That's what it is. Sniper, you have a perpetual state of distraught almost permanently on your face when I see you now.
Oh no, that's just because I haven't shaved, so you can't see my mouth.
I definitely thought you were gonna be like, I was born this way.
Was
Yes.
born distraught. I've been carrying this burden since the day I was born.
Yep.
I was born with a really bad disposition.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Okay. And that
No, you know me. I'm okay. I'm better than I was. Not as good as I could be. But tonight I'm fucking pumped.
whoa. All right, I'm here for it. I mean, let's keep your pants on.
I figured I'd just go ahead and throw a little bit of excitement in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's like your quota. Well, we'll take it. Something's better than nothing, I suppose.
Oh, tits! I could use a hug.
Same.
Human contact would be nice at this point.
Same. Annie,
That's the nice thing. People should get vaccinated so you can go and physically hug people.
young Jesus,
Yes.
how are things going in Moose Land?
Well, still don't really have to worry about COVID.
Okay.
Can't get vaccinated for quite some time since they're only vaccinating above 55 right now. And
What?
It's slowly decreasing. Yeah, in age.
Yeah, it was literally just available to people that were over the age of 18 in Florida on April 5th.
Yeah,
That
we're
is just
slowly
now. Yeah.
vaccinating more and more of the population, but I'm not concerned about it at all because,
Work by yourself.
well, even that, it's so uncommon around here because of how spread out our population is.
And here's Fish just hoeing out hugs.
I mean, hugs are great. I do the same thing.
I still don't know anyone personally who's had COVID.
I do.
Here.
I do.
I've known a few people who have.
My
but
sister.
I don't.
My sister's had COVID, and my niece and nephews, they've all had COVID, and they refuse to get the vaccine. They refuse.
Oh no. Is your sister an anti-vaxxer?
No.
Oh, thank God.
They just don't know anyone outside of them that since they had a very their case of COVID was mild. They don't see anyone that they know dying from it. Therefore, they think it's a hoax. So they don't see a point in vaccinating for it.
I'm gonna shut my mouth here.
So, I mean, what can you do, you know?
Yeah.
Family's family.
Yeah. They're big stupids. They're big stupids. It happens, you know? What about you, Daniel? Daniel Martin?
Hi. like, are we talking about like what I want to do or like how I've been?
How have you been doing? Are you alive? You kicking it?
How do you where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's not what I asked. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Fuck off.
What career aspirations do you have?
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot that I want to do.
I was just asking how you were. Like, I wasn't looking for a retirement plan, dog.
No, I'm fine. Doing good. I got my call back to go to the happiest place on earth, so I'll be doing that relatively soon.
The bedroom?
Disneyland?
Yes, Disneyland.
Oh.
Yeah. No cap actually, but yeah, Disney.
They're gonna allow you around children?
Man, that was a lucky guess.
Man. They won't let me around kids for nothing.
Jesus Christ.
With good reason. So how does that work? Like, are they considering you for vaccination, or like, are you still forced to have like a mouth cover, or how does that work?
Yeah, so they're saying that they're gonna issue us like the face coverings and stuff like that, and I'll have to get my temperature checks before I go into work. Just
Damn.
Basic stuff. But
That's wild.
Yeah. I guess sometime after the 25th is when they'll send me my schedule, so we'll see how that goes.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's wild.
You're welcome, man.
That's super cool, man. I'm happy that you are going back to the happiest place on earth. I mean, I guess if you're happy about it. If not, fuck them.
No, I'm pretty stoked. I've been looking forward to it for a while.
Good.
Hanging out with my other homies there. So yeah.
I mean, imagine because you were there for a while, right? So you've got you've probably got like a little bit of a family there then.
Yeah, I've been there like almost 6 years now.
Holy shit! Yeah, you got some people. You got some people there. That makes sense. All right, that's good news. It's like same shit's going on with me, man. I just I'm here doing things, telling more stories. My podcast is doing super well. If you guys haven't started listening to it yet, it actually just won Best New Improvised Podcast on the internet.
Nice. Congrats, dude.
Huggers.
Yeah.
Congrats on Stitch of Fate.
Yeah, Stitch of Fate's it's going super well. We are discussing the potential of season 3 having guests. Some names have been thrown around. Like I don't know, maybe like a little bit of Ashley Burge, maybe a little bit of Matt Mercer, some people like being in contact. I'm just saying. Like they're little names. No one's ever heard of them, of course. But
who?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Small
I've
indie
never heard
group.
of this Matt dude. He's probably pretty cool though.
But you guys should. You should give it a shot. Give it a listen. I'm just saying, like it's going really, really well. Having a lot of fun with it. We're actually supposed to be getting our custom dice soon. So
It's absolutely free to listen to this manly voice as he goes ahead and tells tales. Listen to the podcast.
custom dice. We're not gonna have like custom imagery, but they're going to give us some polymer acrylics with our own color set and our own number colors, which is really nice. It'll be for each of them. We've already seen what Max's is going to look like. I can't reveal anything, of course, but for everyone that we sell, it gets us closer and closer to actually getting our own handcrafted dice, so we actually get stamps. Like imagine Duke's face on the D10s or the D20s. If you guys have listened to it, that's super cool. I'm very excited about it. Either way, that's where that's going. Season 2 ended of the Silence of Shadows. I retired my vampire character, so no more Ollie. I'm not going to be playing him anymore. Let's see. What else is there? Haunting of Harrowstone. Just ran it last night. Had the biggest host I've ever had in my life. 3,500 people were hosted in. And we held them most of the night. I want to say like right near the end, we dropped down to like 1,500. And the chat was pumping. Dude, I was floored. It was super cool. Super cool.
So this is what it feels like to be big time.
Well, I mean, like, that's when you bring in people who have aspirations on Twitch. And it doesn't really take much. Like, we've seen it through Innie, right? And he's got a handful of people that always come in when we do Shackled. And Ronald is slowly but surely curating his channel. It's gonna be good, man. I've been telling y'all for a long time. If you already play video games, just turn on OBS and stream that shit. Meet new people, make new friends.
I can show people where I stand still on Final Fantasy for 7 hours on my lawn, and then when I go do a single fight and then I log off after, I'm like, cool, that was a good game.
I've been watching you on Steam play other games, so I know that you're playing more than just Final Fantasy, you fuck.
Like that. On
the other hand,
you're right. I'll show them the 8 hours of Dead by Daylight I play per day.
I, on the other hand, have been playing Final Fantasy pretty much predominantly. And
you know,
right
life
now,
every game.
I know life every game. If I get stuck into a game, all of a sudden that is my life until I have taken all joy out of it. And right now I'm doing crafting, so all joy is getting sucked out.
Yeah, I'm the same, but with fishing instead of crafting. That's why I quit WoW. I got into fishing, fished for 60, 70 hours worth of time, and then stopped playing WoW.
No. Fishing is part of it. Like today, every even hour, I was going out fishing.
That sounds like ass.
I did the same thing in Sea of Thieves. Got super high level into the game to the point where we were just doing repeat quests over and over and over. And so I decided to fished until I got all the achievements and stopped playing the game.
Exactly.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
I don't know why. Something calming about listening to lo-fi and fishing until it becomes to the point where it's the only thing I want to do, and I've got nothing left to do in that section. So I just go on to the next fishing.
It's funny
game.
You say that because that's exactly what I do while I'm crafting. I'm listening to lo-fi and just like I go through, create a macro, and then just run the macro for a couple hours.
I never macro. I do everything by hand forever.
Well, no, I create the macro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it is that way. Fishing games are fun for about an hour. 70 hours?
I was playing an actual fishing simulator game. That was fun.
Those are less
hours. I won a tournament or two.
Bass Pro 2000.
You need help.
I find fishing games less fun than games with fishing.
You need help. That's all I'm getting at. You need help.
I played Cyberhook, Bub. That's a cool game.
So did I.
That's a game that's hip with the kids.
No. If you want total nerd, when I was a kid, my favorite game was a sub-combat simulator. And it didn't just like show a submarine or anything. No, it was a fucking like, oh God, I can't remember the name. It was a sea chart with a little sub at the very middle and, just having to ping and everything. Stupidest thing ever, but no, that was my crack.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had any. I've never found games like that fun. But to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah, fuck you, Fee. God damn.
But
I don't want to think about my birthday.
Speaking of help, I need some help tonight. I need some help because I am struggling to remember the events that occurred last time in Shackled City.
Everyone does.
Yep.
I'm usually pretty
that's
good
why
about
I'm
it.
here. So everyone shut the hell up.
You're
I remember
the fucking chronicler.
We spray painted Innie at one point, I think.
Yeah, bright green.
If
so
Ulhime
that
don't,
I would
Guys,
get fucked up by the
guys,
chroma key.
Guys, everyone, shut up. Chat. Just need to see if you're paying attention. I just need some ones in chat if you guys are here. Just need some ones. Just give me some ones real quick.
What are you doing?
Okay. All right.
Minus.
So, seems that Bubs here has forgotten what we were doing. It's okay. That's why I'm here. That's why XanderDarks, Twitch TV /XanderDarks, go to it. Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Probably been a while. But under your bed, there's this old wooden crate.
There's not.
Go ahead and pull that box out for me. Just blow it off real quick. Get that crowbar and pop that shit off. And go ahead and get your chains and get your locks and get ready for tonight's Shackled recap. Pew pew pew. Oh, my leg. Welcome back, everybody.
I want to point out that you said to get out the crowbar to pop the crate, and you definitely made a cork coming out of a wine bottle noise.
Yeah, that's how my crate's fastened. It's with the cork top.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro. You've literally never hit anything.
Square cork that you just.
No, his sex box is actually a humidor. That's what he needs.
It's just. But yeah. So last session took place quite a while ago, but going back on what happened, we had finally gotten Jakob the scroll of rejuvenation used on him. The very serious burn marks that he had on his body were repaired, though if I remember correctly, he had lost his racial ability of fire resistance because of how severe the damage was.
Yeah, homie got lit.
Yes, Sasha damn near incinerated him. From there, we had spoken about a couple of things, one of which being the convocation being the next evening. Outside of that, in that room, Daniel had made a very, I guess, explicit point of how to possibly take care of Nab the Tauren, seeing as how he did not like being treated the way he was. Though we also kind of had to give credit to Nab the Tauren for most likely saving most of us, if not all of us.
Sure, yeah.
Process. Ulhime stopped referring to Jakob as Jakob and called him the Dawnbreaker, and
He did.
That kind of went over most people, so that was a thing.
For true.
Yeah, when that happened, Cort and I just looked at each other like,
They just had a hot tea moment.
It
Like,
did not go over us. It was more, we're not getting touched. We're not going to touch that with a fucking 40-foot pole.
yeah,
Feel free to fucking vet that. We'll be over here in the corner.
We ended up going to back to Mabu's Imports to talk to Mabu's wife, and because we no longer had the bloodstone to use as part of the ceremony, Mabu's wife opted in for a different kind of offering to Weejoss in the form of pomegranate.
She gave us a fucking fruit.
Not only would this be used as a way to show a symbolic offering of not just one but multiple rubies, since for those of you that don't know, when you open up pomegranates, the part that you eat on the inside is little red seeds, and they look like tiny little rubies. She proposed why not give that as an offering to Weejoss instead of this gem that most people have probably given to Weejoss time and time again, make it different and make it more meaningful. That was going to be used as an offering as well as part of the theme for the party.
yes.
For the people to get food as well as to showcase the offering itself. So it's an offering to more than just Weejoss, it's to everybody as a sign of good faith. Outside of that, what else happened?
Ronald, what did Cort do?
Cort is still considering whether or not he wants to get his apparatus fixed or not.
Well,
We were lucky
don't
enough
know.
to get it fixed.
we don't know that our way of removing the apparatus
Correct.
is going to work.
Correct. We don't know if
I've
trying to remove it.
walked with someone. I just don't remember who I went with.
It was Mr. Silvers.
No.
I think I went with Ronald. I think. Did I go with Daniel?
I think you and Daniel had walked together, but I don't remember the conversation specifically. It's been a while. Like that's pretty much what
I remember I remember the emotions, but I don't remember who I left.
Steven, what happened?
Well, wasn't I holding on to like skin scrolls from Mephistopheles?
Oh, that's right. Steven
There you
met
go.
with Mephistopheles.
Yeah, he had his own.
Met
I
Phil.
wasn't with him.
Yeah, met Phil. That's right.
I really.
Oh
hope
no, I
it
went
was
with
Dan.
Thelsa because it was fucking awkward as shit to go with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Because
Daniel
just kinda
Daniel had
disappeared.
a talk with Mephistopheles. Instead of coming to a contracted deal, he opted to showcase himself and prove himself to be a valuable asset. And should he do so, he would be rewarded with
become a
apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
most
a
people
demon.
try to avoid demons. He asked them for a job.
You said
To
you
be
said
fair,
it's similar
is
to
the
what
second time this has
heraldry,
happened.
I think is what you referred to it as. That was a
I-
term you Bub used for it. Like you would be like essentially like given like the green light, like, hey, everyone, when he comes to hell, he's gonna be working with me, and that's where he's gonna learn. There was like a term you used, but I forgot what it was.
This is your apprenticip program.
He was indoctrinated.
But yeah, that was
More or less.
Yeah.
that was
into
pretty
the
much
scrolling
what had
business.
had transpired. We had discussed that we had still needed to take care of the evil beneath the city, and while the convocation is something that is coming up, that is something that we cannot overlook. Outside of that, we're still working on putting out feasts for people. So I think honestly that's kind of what we had going so far.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was a rather quiet night from me.
it was.
Didn't one of us walk into Gilfrey? Ulhime did.
It was Ulhime.
I did.
I had said it was you, but I remembered it was.
that
it was him.
that was when I brought you guys back to the church.
Yeah.
The session
Oh, right,
prior.
yeah. Okay. It's all coming back. The
Okay.
numbers, what do they mean?
All right, sure. Let's
Also, what is it? Is it going to be bad if Mephistopheles ends up making deals with both me and Ulhime next?
No, that just means that we're his raiding party when we get down to hell.
But does that mean that Mephistopheles just gets around a lot and makes deals with anyone?
I mean, he makes
Kind of
deals
his
with
job.
people who need him,
That's true.
And who can afford him.
Yeah.
I think we all need him a little bit.
I guess Cort's next. Let's at least let me become.
You're kind of people of note, right? So it totally makes sense that he would form some sort of a working relationship to a degree. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got that kind of catch up. I'm curious to know what's on a player perspective, particularly for your characters. I want to know what's going on. I want to hear from each of you what's happening specifically for each of you. I'll start at this point. I think I'll start with Red. Tell us what's kind of cracking right now with Cort. What's going on? What's on his mind?
Cort is a frontline fighter who now has a glass cannon stomach, and that needs to get fixed. Cort knows the person who burned down his village and punched him in the face, but he also stapled him to the table with fear. So he needs to get stronger. His friends are well-meaning idiots. Sometimes the well-meaning part is a bit muddied.
Yeah.
And he's trying to not die. Also, just probably also wants to find Skellering?
Yeah. Why is Skellering important?
Because the whole mentor thing, and just he's been missing for a while.
He has. That's fair.
And we've been pretty busy dealing with the death of the world.
Yes, please find my old character and find out if he's alive.
Dealing with the death of the world, huh? Okay, so what makes you think it's the death of the world?
The fact that we're still in it, we kind of keep perpetuating that.
What do you guys think? You're the fucking
Us
the writers of the
being
apocalypse?
Yeah, you'd like to think that like we're the heroes that are coming in like, yeah, we're the heroes. There's the light shining in behind us as we're like on a hill like this. And then we take one step in and the world just decays around us. And we're like, oh, did we do that?
Fire, famine, sickness. We're getting close.
So if we were the four horsemen, who would be the safe one and who would be the other horseman though? That's your goal tonight, is to figure out.
Nose goes, not it. I don't want to figure this out. This is somebody else's job. I'm curious though. Now that we know that about Cort, what are his immediate aspirations? What is he hoping to accomplish, all this considered?
Strength to punch Nabbykins and not be stapled by fear.
Sure.
And to not have a giant Achilles heel in the center of his being.
Ah, yes. What it is to be entirely made of foot.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Cort's not a foot fetish guy. He doesn't dig being all foot.
I, too, do not dick being a foot. So, we'll move on. Next, we've got Daniel Martin. Daniel's goals. What's on the immediate agenda for Daniel? All things considered, despite what he said and the team being full on bumblefucks, you gotta have something in mind.
At this point, it's now trying to get a name out for myself, because it, like, right now, I think how Phil was explaining it, he's like, well, nobody knows who you are, because I made a claim that like names are important, but he's like, well, if a name is so important, how come nobody knows yours, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I want to try working on that. So like maybe I want to start small by making like either not like soul binding contracts, but like if someone's like, oh, hey, can I borrow like this 12 gold from you? I'm like, all right, well, you got to pay me back in like 5 days. You got to make that promise. And then
Or I stab you.
You want to be a loan shark?
No, nothing like that. Cause like, I'm not going to be a death dealer. I mean, that could be whenever I'm like
Look, I just take their
demon.
kidneys, I sell them for profit.
Look,
They still live. They just, they have a little bit of trouble.
commit. Either you're taking kneecaps or you're not.
Well, no, so like that's the thing. Like I feel like when you make a deal with a person, it doesn't always necessarily have to be about their life. So like, let's say if they're like, oh, I'm going to take 10, I want to borrow like 10 gold from you, right? And I'm like, okay, well, sign your name on this contract saying that you're going to pay me back in like 5 days time. And if you don't, in 5 days time, I will make a mildly inconvenient situation for you. So it'd be something like, oh, like
You're gonna go hide his
like
keys?
yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna
Okay,
do?
so like
crack
think
all
of it
the
like
eggs?
that. Think of it like that. Like, let's say it's just hiding
I'm
his
gonna be
keys.
a sock gremlin. They're gonna wake up and all of your right socks are missing.
So let's say, yeah, so like, okay, so it'll be something like that. Let's say if you're like, okay, like I'm gonna hide your keys, but what if it's like you needed your keys to get to the hospital to save someone's life?
All right, listen, you're gonna sign this
You're
document,
gonna
okay?
wait for the most inconvenient time, and you're gonna.
And if
keep
you
them
don't,
while they're
if you don't
down.
pay me the full 5 gold plus a little extra on the top, your horse might lose a couple of shoes. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. But it's like nothing like quite so silly. I haven't like thought completely through like what the stipulations of like not paying me back are, but
Okay.
like I want to make it so that way people are more trusting of like my kind of deals versus, because you hear a demon deal and the first thing you're like, well, I'm going to lose my soul or I'm going to die or someone I know is going to get hurt. What if it's like I made a name for myself? They're like, yeah, Daniel did this deal for me and I didn't pay him back. I kind of messed up some stuff back in the day, but he let me redeem myself and now we're good. Versus, the demon deal where it's like, well, the guy didn't complete his deal and lost his head, literally.
I mean, I would have just said, hey, I'll take your skin.
Yeah, I mean, like that. That's
And
the thing, though.
I
It's
can
like,
do that.
And he just shows up with something, which is like a pizza grater. Just, yeah. Where's my gold? Where's my gold, bitch? I'll exfoliate your ass.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, it's like nothing like I said, nothing quite so gruesome, because it's like I want people to feel comfortable making.
You don't want to be
deals.
direct. You just want to be like,
okay. So
indirectly can make their life miserable.
Daniel
It's like-
Daniel Martin, not the loan shark, the lone like minnow. You're not here to like really fucking ruin someone, but you're like
lone
you want to.
bass.
If you, I want to inconvenience them.
No,
I'm
he's
a
less of
lone guppy.
He's less of a loan shark, and he's more of like an anglerfish.
The lone
Exactly. Like if you take a small piece from me, I'm gonna take a small piece from you, but it's not gonna be to the extent of like
he puts a deal in your face, makes it looks good, and then after you've taken the deal and you're like, wow, this is great, I love this deal. He turns around, he's like, I'm a big fish. And you're like, oh no.
Or to I guess a better extent, someone's like, I want to be like a millionaire. It's like, okay, like boom, you're gonna be a millionaire, and then I'm like, you got to pay me back exactly what I gave you in 1 year's time. 1 year's time comes and they don't do it. They're like, oh well, he's not gonna do anything. And then like the next day they wake up and then there's an accountant at their doorstep. They're like, all of your accounts are locked for some reason. And
he wants to be the monkey's paw genie with the time.
I'm gonna be real with you. They don't have accountants in this age, dog.
Exactly. Well, you know what I mean.
H&R Block isn't like waiting on.
You know what I mean, though.
That's
like
when you
said,
send someone who matters to their house.
The mayor comes by like, hey, you pay your taxes yet? I got an accountant for you. If you
or
haven't.
someone's entire wealth is thrown into a chest that they can't unlock until like they decide to truthfully give me what is owed, or they
leave it to fucking Daniel over here. Okay, look, the town of Cauldron hung someone who didn't pay their taxes, but you're like, I'm gonna go in and steal some of their aspirin.
Take some of that. Hey, I mean,
It's true.
Fuck.
No. It's not. See, it's not going to be your aspirin. He's going to take the grandmother's heart medicine, and then he's going to prevent you from calling 911.
If you don't pay me back, your aspirin's on the line.
That's right.
exactly.
Kid.
Like you're gonna fall down and be like, damn, wish you had your life alert necklace now, right? Let's throw it out the window.
It's fucking stupid. I love it. Okay, so
Okay,
Daniel.
Wait. Think about all the times that thing happens in horror movies. He's that person that makes that small inconvenience, like, oh no, I guess my phones don't work. It's fucking Ronald sitting outside that house with a fucking radar jammer.
When you wonder why all the doors are locked from the inside
Why
and
is it
the
got to be
outside.
Ron?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it'll
We're
be
not
something
Ronald,
that
Steven,
seems
I'm sorry.
mildly. It'll seem like it's something that could be mildly inconvenient, but it would lead to something much greater. So it's like I said, someone needs, like you said, you're take your car keys, but it's like, well, the day that you needed your car keys like the most is the one time you can't find them, and it's like, well, what the hell's going on? Like, I need to get to this place now, or this person's gonna die.
In order for you to manage like what you're saying, you're gonna have to be so ingrained into their life to know like the medication they're taking, to know like what sort of special teachings that their children are going through. Yeah, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna hide all your daughter's Latin books. She'll never learn Latin. It's like that. The mild. You know what? I think you got a good idea. But before you go and you start cracking all their eggs so they can't have breakfast anymore, you should really consider what like a real threat would be to these families.
I want to like polish this out, because it seems like it's like a ha kind of thing, but then it's like, well, shit, like is the rest of my life gonna be like this? Every time something important happens, like I'm not gonna be able to finish it until I pay this guy back, kind of thing. So it's just silly. It seems silly, but it's got like a very dark undertone.
You'll
like
pay
what
me,
happened.
and if you don't, you'll find that I licked all the tops of your butter tubs.
Right.
Like something so fucked up. Okay.
And then I licked all the doorknobs with the butter still on my tongue.
Oh,
Nasty.
God. Oh, that's not.
You
Look
didn't
at-
pay me back, so I mushroom stamped your PBJs.
Why are they pre-made? That's a whole different question, but I gotta know why. Why do you have pre-made PBJs? Just like stacks of them. And why are you? Fuck it. We're moving on. We're fucking moving on because that's absurd.
Motherfucker, I like Uncrustables.
Jesus Christ. But they're
Like,
fucking
maybe someone
wrapped.
just having like just a stack of PB&Js just in the corner of their kitchen for just grab it and go.
Oh my God. This is the stupid that I miss. Holy shit. All right. Okay. So, Ulhime. Let's talk about Ulhime's aspirations. I imagine that there is some value here, and in what you're going to say. I'm at least expecting some things. Let's hear it out. I want to hear what you got.
So finish up the last preparations for the convocation.
Yes, that's soon. That's
yeah,
in
at,
like
like
a day or two.
I think it's literally the next night, next evening. From there, it was going to be. I mean, it was supposed to be discussing some stuff at the bank because technically the ruby that was given to us wasn't real.
No, it was real. That was real. It was a real ruby, at least to them. It was in.
Yeah.
For what they had, it was real. They didn't know that it was. They didn't know that it was hardened in like carbon pressure dragon blood. How could you know? You know.
And then I got to figure out more about the Stone Havens because this is like the second time they've come up in regards to the bathhouse deed and the actual stoneworking of the safe that was commissioned.
Well, it also doesn't help that they were creators of the initial stone that, oh God, what's the dead dragon's name?
Embarda.
Yeah, that Embarda was bonded into and was supposed to haunt the old group before they all died, unfortunately.
Yeah, the old group is all dead. You guys are all playing different characters at this point, so.
Yeah, so it's a question of, well, who are the dwarves going to hold, who are the ghost dwarves going to hold responsible?
Whoever the new owners are.
Continue to fuck
I don't think I can actively check the depths anymore, at least not effectively, because my sense of smell and fatigue is all back, so I can't just freely explore as I used to.
Correct.
Just walk through trees.
What's your plan? What's your plan with that?
What is your sense of smell have to do with it?
Because my character knows how foul it smells down there.
Similarly, like the lower that there's not regular areas that you can go to because they're like in some of these copper mines there's gas that's raising up that could kill you.
Yeah.
He didn't have those problems before.
On top of that, it's trying to finish up the last of hopefully assisting Jenya with the feast. I'm able to make 2 a day now, so
yeah. Okay.
That's pretty much what's been
so it sounds
at the
like
forefront.
It sounds like you want to close out some events. It doesn't sound like you want to undertake anything new. It sounds like you actually want to close some things out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If possible.
What is priority?
The people. I want to make sure that if I can finish this task and start getting everyone cured and at least bringing a steady supply of food to where they're not,
starving
anymore
or getting sick.
Yeah, then I don't need to consistently go back to Jenya's. I can close that out. Know the people are good. Balthar's still around to help with farming. I'm assuming if that needs to be assisted. Then it's
curious. Is it known why the people in town are getting sick? Have you guys figured that out in game? Why?
No.
It's from
because they keep drinking up the poop water. Well, they're eating the dirt and the mud from around the lake.
In game, we don't know why.
In game, you don't know why.
I don't think so.
No, we've talked to Jenya about it, but
there's a reason.
But she doesn't know what it is, and she's not trained to know what it is. So
you guys speculated. I think she speculated with you that it's not like a bloodborne illness, that it's not something like that. And
she thinks it's something from the water.
And it's affecting mostly the lower class people rather than like the nobles.
Correct. Out of game, do you know? I mean, you know that it's from it's from them eating the mud and likely. But do you know what it actually is?
Everyone's throwing their refuse into the
big lake, and also the dead bodies that are also seeping in there,
and whatever's below is
it's just and people swim in there too.
It's cholera. It's a cholera outbreak.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's a mess.
We just don't consume food, and we're fine.
Well, I mean, you don't have to when one of your guys can snap his fingers for like 10 minutes straight, and suddenly there's quite literally a divine feast. So yeah, you don't have to eat poop cookies. Why is that funny?
If you will.
Yes, you don't have to eat pookies.
Yeah, those are the 2 biggest things. The third obviously would be the creature beneath, but outside of that, the guild house at this point isn't gonna go anywhere soon, so that's not an immediate.
Okay. All right.
I can't make the church fly yet. So
yeah, so I would say it's the people first, the convocation, and then the creature at the bottom. Those would be my 3.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's see what's happening over here with Jakob. What is Jacob's aspirations as of this point?
His aspirations at this point are not to fuck up.
That's a tall order there, dog.
That's a big order. No, let's see. Let's just go ahead and sum up what's going on in his life. His dad's a demon. He's sleeping with his boss. He's one of 5-6 guards for the whole city, which is currently dying. He's waiting on a shipment of food, but God knows if that's going to be enough to save any or everybody. He's got, a mad killer on the loose out trying to kill him. He's got somebody who's kidnapping children in the city. There's supposedly a monster under the lake right now. Oh, and there's the cholera outbreak. He's got some, he's got enough on his plate that he can't, he can just kind of like spread out.
Why does this sound like certain areas of Victorian London? Like, this sounds hella dangerous.
No,
Dude,
this sounds like the
wish they were
consequences
as
of
safe
their.
as Victorian
No,
London.
this sounds like the consequences of their inactions.
Yeah.
But no, what he's probably most concerned about right now are the kidnappings, which he believes are probably associated with whatever is underground. So, yeah, his thing is probably going to be investigating how they get there and what this could possibly be. That's going to be his main push over the next couple days.
Okay.
But of course, right now he's got to go ahead and get out of bed and report to
Virginia.
No.
Or the mayor?
Gianna. He's got to report to his boss.
No, you
oh, sorry, I was down for a while. I was down with Dragonfire. That is the most horseshit excuse I have ever heard, Jacob.
Well, I mean, is it though? Is it? Is she gonna buy it?
I want to call you a liar. I really do. But somehow or another, I know it's true.
Yeah. I mean, what is she gonna say to someone who is a half Glabrizu?
Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna say. That's exactly what.
Painting or it didn't happen.
You could have Snapchatted it to me, you dick.
Whoa! Whoa!
I like how he's going like this. Whoa! Oh fuck, that's funny.
We don't talk about the Zoidberg like that.
Okay, all right, then that leaves us with Thelsa. Thelsa's aspirations. I've got an idea about where you're gonna go with some of it, but I'd love to hear what you got.
So I came to a realization between last session and this session, and that was that she had eliminated her, when she had first started in the city and in the campaign, the reason that she wanted to leave the city and run away from it all. And she's slowly been making it her city, not ownership, but like her community. And so her prime focus is just restoring it to what it was or greater than it was. And her primary focus is restoring some semblance of religion in the city, not just for Weejoss, but for any faith. And she's starting with the faith that she believes in. Wow.
Do we see a potential class change?
No, she's still going to murder the rest of her party.
Oh my God, that's horrible. Jesus.
Look, she still has to clock in. She still has to clock in and appease all the demons down below. They're placing bets on how I'm going to kill them. I can't just not kill them, because I mean, who the fuck would bet on that?
I thought we had a good thing going here.
I'm still looking into the easiest way to get someone trapped in a tree and cut it down.
You wouldn't be the Bumbles without Thelsa, right? Wouldn't be the Bumbles.
Someone's got to throw everyone else for a loop.
Don't stab us. We need our.
Oh well, I'm not much for stabbing. More like
killer us.
More like taking your skin off, filling you with bugs, and then constantly killing those bugs and making them come back alive until they've eaten your whole body.
Stick to your own familial tree with your killings.
What the fuck is going on? What? See, this is why I like low-level campaigns, because they haven't been so tainted by the world around them.
Not only that, she could probably do that.
Oh, I can. I have the spells for it currently.
I was about to say, I don't think that even expends that much effort at that point.
Yeah, though, you know what really surprises me is that he was awful fucking specific with that. And this wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to pull this out of my ass specific. No, like he's actually given this some thought.
Thelsa, premeditated murder is still murder.
Yeah, but if you murder the guard, there's like 6 of them. Come on.
No.
It's not that
You're like,
hard.
they're on their way out already.
The
I'm
only
just
one that would know
expediting
is
the process.
the only one that would know is the beholder that watches over the city. And frankly, if he kills me, he's kind of screwed.
Let's be honest. The beholder would probably be like,
He'll stay alive.
Thank you
sure.
very
I'm not, like
much.
I couldn't take him on, but if he kills the last resisting force in the city, he's got a dying
He'll have
city
to actually do
without any hopes of seeing it come back.
thing of it is, he likes the city. It's his city.
He
Wow.
built this city on rock and roll.
No, stop it. Quit. Get some help.
Put
All right.
people in binds, bub. Come on.
All right. So I have some understanding of the things that are going to be occurring over the next couple of days. We have 24 hours in game before there is a Ruby Convocation, and shortly there is a delivery of pomegranates. I believe you may have already gone to collect them.
Yeah, we were on our way to collect them and also seek the help of some miscreants who would be willing to take a couple copper to help crack them open. And by miscreants, I just mean children. But I figured that was
Hey,
obvious.
you! Poor child! Would you like to eat tonight? You can't have any of this food that I need you to prepare, but I'll give you copper. You can eat these coins, right?
It's actually just going to be the chocolate coins, and that's it. Not real
Like,
money.
here, I got 1 gold for you, and you walk away, and it's just nothing.
Christ. I don't even know where to begin with this. So, 24 hours before the Ruby Convocation, Jakob is going to report in to his immediate supervisor, which happens to be the guard captain. Thelsa and Cort are on their way to collect pomegranates and hire children to break the pomegranates so as to collect the fruit. Daniel had a scene where he was capable of speaking to someone of greater power than himself, and instead of running away, he made a deal. Or at least he started to establish a deal. Ulhime. What is Ulhime doing?
I was preparing for the convocation, remember?
What does that look like, though? What are you dusting, or are you stirring food, or what does this look like?
If the physical building's already been taken care of,
Yes.
then it would be getting my garb ready that I've had commissioned. I think I spent like 200 gold or 100 gold. It was supposed to be like some like red, black, and gold like vest design, but like sleeveless, so like my actual arms can fit through it.
Okay.
And then from there, it was maintaining the Heroes Feast, and then yeah, it was just, I mean, primarily it was those 2 things as of right now.
Okay, then I have a question.
Yes.
I would like to know if everybody else is on board for the preparations of the Ruby Convocation, and if Thelsa will be going to employ other people to put in efforts for the Ruby Convocation. So, does the Ruby Convocation matter to Cort? Does this Ruby Convocation matter to Jakob and Daniel?
No.
I don't
It
even
matters
know.
to me as much as they need me involved in it, but after that, I don't care.
Yeah. The Ruby Convocation doesn't matter to Jakob so
Shut
much
up.
as...
Go ahead.
I have no idea what it is, but I mean, if there's something that they need help with, I'm not gonna go and like sabotage it or anything like that.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, it's not my character's god, but like I'm not gonna impede them. And if they were like, "Hey, can you put up some of these banners for me, I'd be like, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Then maybe this is a good opportunity. I think Thelsa, and particularly for Ulhime. Ulhime, do you know much about the Ruby Convocation? Do you have any idea what it really is?
It was explained to me briefly, but I don't know in my time of looking through the books of the temple if I had learned anything extra about the convocation other than it was used as a time for celebration towards Ouijas.
Okay, then I'm going to pass the story. The stick here is going to go to Thelsa. Thelsa, you have 24 hours to make such big moves for the church that you will be elected as a leading official permanently of this city. A city remaining of a few thousand individuals. That is, at the moment, without any divinity whatsoever. There are those that practice private faith, but it is completely without divinity whatsoever. You have to make good appearances. The church, while it is almost entirely vacant, and now it is completely repaired, it is mostly without preparation. You have gathered the most important piece in your mind, which is the ruby. You haven't established flame or additional decorations.
Yep.
You should probably also consider, given your position and your charisma, it totally makes sense that you might try to convince the others why it's similarly important. Is this within your purview or wheelhouse? Would you try to additionally hire more help, or would you ask those capable around you? Because it totally makes sense why you would ask for Daniel, since he's trying to make a name for himself in the city. There's going to be a lot of really fucking important people at this Ruby Convocation. It's a big opportunity to rub elbows. So maybe Jakob will be a little bit harder of a sell. Cort is looking to be useful, not only to the people, but
Cort
to
loves
his
rubbing
allies.
elbows, like all the time. Like,
It's the one way his stomach doesn't get hit.
yeah, exactly. I just rub elbows and they can't hurt me.
That's right.
Really, the question comes down: would Thelsa trust the group with helping?
As long as it's not
Thelsa
secretive, you
knows.
can trust Cort.
Thelsa knows how to give you orders that you can't fail or have a lower chance of failing.
Also,
Like,
Thelsa's
I'm not-
expectations for our success are not high.
I'm not gonna get Jakob to hand out invitations to people, because who accepts an
Well-
invitation from a Glabrizu looking ass?
You'll let Jacob hold on to the pomegranate though, right?
A fucking demon.
Hey! You'll let me open the pomegranates, right?
Snip, snip.
Yeah,
Snip,
let him. You'll let him present the pomegranates to all of your people, right? He'll just
Please
hand them
come
all
to
out.
our flaming party.
I would use a portion of my gold as well. I'm assuming 1 gold for an evening of, I guess, to play the role of servant would be quite a bit for someone, right? A commoner.
Yeah, that's a year's worth of money for a day's worth of work.
Like if it was 1 gold for each person that I was paying for this, that would be quite a bit, right?
That would be a significant amount, and people
Okay,
would be interested
so-
in doing that.
Pretty
I
good.
would probably go through the city then, and enlist some help of the people doing that.
It just dawned on me.
Yeah, you
Yes.
just realize
This
what
is-
happens when all of the poor people get a lot of money.
This is, well, yes, I knew about
When
that
we have a
already.
grain shortage.
No, I just realized that this is the episode in the anime where they get together to throw the party, but it's the party planning episode. We're
Oh,
here.
Oh.
But yeah, I would take the time to do that. So I'm going to take 50 gold off of my account, and I'll hire 50 people, or potentially 50 people. Unless
Okay,
you want me to
how are
jack a
you
roll for it.
how are you going to find these people? Like, what sort of clientele are you looking for?
I mean, I would probably get that information from Thelsa first. I mean, if she's looking for a very particular kind of person, go off of that description and then go through the town and figure out who fits that description. Going, hey, you might have heard there's something known as a convocation happening tomorrow night, and we're looking for people that can be, decent help. I would probably check with like bar owners and stuff first.
Okay,
seeing
so
if
you
they're
have an
okay with-
idea. You have an idea
Yes. Yeah.
then. Then for the time being, this is up to Thelsa. I'm going to say that with reason, everyone comes together. Maybe you're passing by. Thelsa's already collected the pomegranates. She's on her way to potentially hire people. Thelsa, it's kind of dawned on you. It's 24 hours, and while the place is pristine, it's not ready.
Yeah.
How are you going to blow the pants off of these people, right? How are you going to make your mark, make it count? So, Thelsa and Cort, you've retrieved this inordinate amount of pomegranates and its weight. You're probably moving it, like pulling it by the bag behind you. Remember, pomegranate shell is very hard. It's not something that's just going to crack because you're dragging it through dust. Similarly, Daniel is walking back from the market. We've got Jakob here, moving his way to the barracks to speak to Kiana. Ulhime is trying to draw funds. He's on his way to the bank. He wants to pull some money out so that he can hire people. The story is yours. You've met open daylight, midday, still early enough that you can hit the market. You can hit whatever you need to. But I'm going to turn this up and give you the audio, and it's yours.
I'm going to walk in from my escapades from earlier, kind of just go through the door where everyone's at.
Nobody's in a door.
Oh, no. Where are they at?
We're pretty much all outside. Everybody's kind of crossing ways at this point.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so as I'm making my way from downtown, I'm just gonna kind of give everyone a wave. Hey guys. Back after doing a little bit of a withdrawal. Here's some stuff for your party. I'm gonna give them like half of what I picked up. I think it was like 12 gold, right, from my little run through.
So who's he talking to?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I'm just openly. I'm just kind of like openly talking to like the group as I'm arriving, kind of just letting them know, like, hey, I have
Daniel.
some stuff.
Okay, Steven, nobody's there. We've all stepped out and are doing our own thing.
No. Maybe everyone missed the memo when I said that everybody's coming together at the same time.
We're all just kind of meeting in passing all of a sudden.
Yes.
Yeah.
While doing our own things. We're all just kind of suddenly at the point we're at in the story at the same place.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why I'm openly saying like hey, like I'm coming back. So I'm gonna kind of just hold the little bit that I kind of like pickpocketed from my.
So he's got a purse. He holds up a small purse, and it's a variety of coin between gold, silver, and copper, and he shakes it a couple of times. It's probably about 12 gold.
Kind of hold it up.
Pomegranate bag, and he's gonna just put one in his hand.
Who do I give the drink money to?
Yeah, he pulls out a coin purse. Ignore the blood. Looks like it belonged to an old lady.
Ulhime would extend his ethereal hand.
Just gonna kind of like toss it in a friendly manner. Be like, here you go.
He moves this elemental like ethereal hand, and it seems to move pervasively like the wind. It never quite forms digits like fingertips. It almost nebulously grabs on, and it just sort of swirls up to his person. It acts like it is an extension of himself. It operates like an arm, but it never quite takes the form of such.
Ulhime, was it?
Yes.
Most people are light on their feet, but being light on your hands is a new one for me. Is that an addition you made personally, or what is that?
A blessing given to me. And he shifts over his pauldron hand.
Maybe so something given to you by someone you believe in, I'm assuming?
By Weejoss, yes, that is correct.
Not by... Oh, wait. When Helm died, we lost all memory of him, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
We've not known who Helm is for
Correct.
a while.
No, we talked to Helm. But if he's dead and we went...
Yeah,
All of his memory, the memory of Helm is
That's
no
what I
longer
thought
existing.
Yeah, so never mind. That's a
With a
normal
hand like-
statement from him.
With a hand like that, it'd be pretty good getting to some hard to reach places, like locks and doors and stuff. But I mean, to each their own. Gonna kind of just I'm gonna go stand by the main entrance of where the whole festival is taking place. I guess it's the cathedral, right? I'm gonna kind of just stand watch. You guys just call me if you need anything.
Thelsa, you know that there's nobody there. There's nothing there. There's not even there's no pews. Nothing is established. You have no tables, you have no chairs. You have no food organized for this event short of what's being carried in bags. He's literally defending nothing.
Yep. I'm gonna go talk to him when I'm done with everyone out here. But I figure if he's going inside, he's not gonna be leaving again shortly thereafter.
There's gonna be so much room for activities.
Cort's gonna turn to Thelsa after he walks away. Where do you want me to put these? Or are we still trying to look for people to shuck them, I guess?
Well, I was thinking we should, but we should see. And I'm gonna turn over to Jakob and just look at his claw hands.
What?
No.
Thelsa gives the eyes. You know, we should.
Circle jerk. I'm not invited. Damn.
Thelsa looks over. Big boy. And holds a pomegranate. What does Thelsa do?
Jakob, what are you doing at the moment?
Am I coming back from or about to go to Kiana's?
You tell me. You like this. This is as much everybody else seen as it is mine at this point. So,
gotcha.
if you feel like you just reported into Kiana as to let her know where you've been, then that's canon. It happened. You did it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that he's just come back, and seeing as there's nowhere to really sit, he's just going to, Slav squat right next to one of the pillars and lean back on it. A little winded from having just gotten out of bed and walking across town and back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to forget right now about the petty thefts that have been reported today. I'm going to forget that I was set ablaze by a dragon yesterday. I'm going to forget that Ulhime there seems to hate my guts at the moment. No, right now I'm just trying to take a breath, and then I'm probably going to see about finding some kind of librarian or lore master. Why? What do you want?
You know what really helps me with getting my mind off of things? This just tedious work, like keeping my hands busy. And I'm gonna grab a pomegranate and I'm gonna hand it to him.
Hey.
I have a job that I think you'd be useful in. If you wouldn't mind helping me?
Just come out with it. What do you want, woman?
I need these cracked, and we have quite a few, but they're very tough, and I think you would come in handy.
Boo.
That was a bad pun. This is a known fruit, so this isn't like a typically unusual. It's just a very expensive fruit, correct?
This isn't a common fruit. No, this is something that is found in the Galarian desert.
Right, but it's something that if somebody heard pomegranate, they know what a pomegranate is.
No.
Oh. Would I be able to run on just a flat intelligence check?
You could try. Yeah.
Yeah, just to see if he knows about them. Because like out of character, I know how to go ahead and easily.
Let's see if your father supplanted the memories of a pomegranate. Give me a knowledge nature.
Very, very specific information.
Or survival. Whatever's better. Knowledge nature or survival.
Let's see. not seeing survival here. Damn. So,
I like
knowledge
the
nature.
idea of Nabikin sitting over an iPad, choosing all of the information he wants Jacob to know. He comes across and he sees pomegranates, and he just goes, "Does he need to know what a pomegranate looks like?"
So, chat, if you don't want me to look like a dumbass, now's a great time to go ahead and try and get us one of those rerolls.
And no subs were ever seen again. No,
we do want to
Jacob
see you being a dumbass. No,
Jacob
I have no idea about it. So
has no clue. Not a single clue. You don't even know if it's a fruit, to be honest.
yeah, so he's just going to look at the bag of weird hard.
Oh
Well,
man!
I might have a reroll here.
Yeah, I think that's 1 or 2 rerolls.
Holy shoot!
Oh god, Goblin Bot. Oh god.
Wow!
Oh, there goes the HP bar.
Thank you,
Bye, HP
Brock.
bar. Hello,
Something's
new
going.
HP bar.
Phelan and Brock.
Wow.
Hello, new
Ooh.
HP bar. Goodbye, HP bar.
Oh dang. It's getting combo breaker like over and
Hello,
over.
HP bar.
It's like a Kingdom Hearts boss fight. Like
I love it.
Jesus
McFucking
Christ.
actually got it. McFucking got it.
So, Bub, you're gonna give us the rep for all of these bit bosses dying, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Just pay attention. It's five to a bit boss, right? So that's that's a lot. So that's
That's
2000.
20.
That's 2000 rep. You know what? I'll just go ahead and give it now. 2000 rep. 2000.
Never seen Goblin Vault talk this much in chat before.
I know, man. He's a wordy bitch. There you guys go.
so all of you get 5 classes with varying levels and races.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
That's crazy.
Brock. Good damn. Phelan, thank you both for the that's a shitload.
That's
Yeah,
at least
you know,
one reroll.
there's 5 luck rolls, believe it or not.
Or you too, Bob.
Yeah, correct. That is
That's dangerous.
correct.
Well, yeah, that happened. That was the thing.
Do you want to
So-
use it right now?
Yeah, I think I might.
All right, Crab Lord.
Sniper.
Sir,
Sniper, you're supposed to go upwards, not backwards.
excuse me, sir. Can you?
You want to hit it that up arrow and then the enter key, just for posterity's sake.
I got you 5 rerolls so you could fail 6 times, says Brock.
You want to see me roll 6 times? I'll fucking roll 6 times, sir.
Are you happy with your 7? Would you like to reroll?
I'll re-roll. Why not?
Please be less. Please be less.
I think you can get
Fuck.
less. The only way I could have gotten less is if I'd rolled a natural 1.
I
Thank
was
you.
waiting for the
Hey.
net one.
That shit happens, man. Here, dice are
No,
random.
I think I'll stick with the 17.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair that you probably at least have some memory of a pomegranate, but you have no idea what it tastes like.
No, I have no idea what it tastes like, but I know enough about a pomegranate to know that the seeds are heavier than the skin, the skin and the pulp. So I know how to dismantle a pomegranate and still have a pomegranate, as opposed to, oh, well, you just cut it up like a fruit and, this white stuff's edible, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he'll go ahead and take the bag and go. I'm assuming that as a church, this probably also has a kitchen somewhere.
I will find out, actually.
No idea.
There
I
is
volunteered for half the campaign, but I can't remember.
mostly same, actually. Let's see. The Temple of Ouijas.
Well, the Temple of Ouijas map does not show a kitchen.
That is correct, but it shows multiple floors.
Yeah. And it shows a living area, so I'm assuming there has to be. They ate somehow.
Yeah, the kitchen was put in when we did the addition.
No, I don't. I actually think that there isn't a kitchen. I think that there's probably like a pantry available for some goods if need, but there are multiple places to acquire food in the city, and there's no need for a pantry, or there's no need for a kitchen inside of the church.
Fine, I'll go to the pantry and I'll get a bucket of water.
Okay, sure.
I mean, that's all you really need is just a bucket, a knife, and something hard to thwack one with.
You got it.
So yeah, claw.
I'll go ahead and spend. I don't want to get pomegranate juice all up in my joints.
Just go for a dip in the lake afterwards. It's
Do
fine.
you know? It's not like I can lick them clean or anything like that.
You could.
Yeah, like I need to go ahead and like cut my tongue.
I didn't know you had that little self-control.
They're still new.
You do you, Finn.
It's his little hand.
Had them for like a week. Actually, no. Come to think of it, it has only been like a week or two, hasn't it?
It's not been very long. No, I would say that it's probably been a little closer to like a month, like 5 weeks. But
yeah. It's been a pretty fucked up month. But no, he's going to spend his time, since he's already reported to, Kiana about the dragon and everything else, and being told. I'm assuming there hasn't been any more kidnappings apart from those already reported. They haven't like suddenly increased, or somebody hasn't seen the beast.
Not as far as you can tell, but she probably didn't really give you much. If we're going to assume that you just went in and talked to her, then you just went in and talked to her, not that she gave you like a report and a rundown on what's happening.
Yeah, I doubt anything much would be reported anyway. I mean, there's, aside from some petty thefts that happened around the city of somebody pickpocketing, there's really not much to talk about. So yeah, he's going to spend his time in the back going ahead and taking care of the pomegranates and thinking about who he would talk to find information about getting to the bottom of the possible beast under
the
lake.
But it sounds like you've taken on a job right now.
Yeah.
Something that's infinitely more demanding. You've decided to shuck fruit instead of be Sherlock Holmes and find the beast under the lake.
Well, what can I say, A lippy bitch went ahead and told me, I got a great job for you. I'll do this so you don't fuck it up.
So it sounds like he's agreed. I'm curious, are you intending to compensate him?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, holy shit.
I probably will, but it's like I know he's not looking for gold. Like I would want to ask him or talk to him later on and thank him for his help and say if he needs anything, let me know. But
blow gibber?
He's not like a random drunk peasant you can offer gold and say, "Hey, shuck these fruits, please."
Yeah. I don't.
What's wrong with gold?
Gold?
Look, yeah. I'll offer you gold, but I was saying I don't think you'd accept a gold payment because gold isn't something we really are lacking.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
go
for
ahead.
now, go shuck some fruit.
Yes, massa.
What? What?
That used to be a thing. That used to be a thing when we were tied by that ethereal cord that, what's his nuts cut?
So
moving right along.
With this information, knowing that he's moved back there, and seeing that Daniel has stepped away to guard the facilities, that leaves you with Cort. That also leaves you with Ulhime. What do you intend to do?
I still need furniture, and I still need a flame. Music I can handle.
Interesting. Okay. Do you intend to have any events?
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions because I don't think we have very many entertainers around.
How about we play hopscotch?
Find some chalk and
Yeah.
also concrete.
Rock falls. Cort dies immediately.
We're actually just rolling on
No,
a
not in the stomach.
gamble chart.
It's just a small rock. Somehow he still died.
Some hooligan runs up, opens up my stomach, and throws a rock in the washing machine.
Can we just invite the frost giants back and see if they want to play hopscotch with us?
You mean the clown assassin frost giants?
No. They go ahead and use the scroll.
No, they were
But
ninja.
instead of him just like mending up, it turns out that little bit of a twin brother he had that he absorbed in his mother's womb just kind of grows out.
So this,
Like that scene from Total Recall.
this in mind, you're saying this out loud? Are you asking for help? Because it looks like Ulhime is just kind of mustering a blank right now.
Yeah, I'd be opening the things I'm concerned about, like furniture, the fire, some form of entertainment. Needing to alert more of the populace of what's going on tonight. Just kind of getting it out there, kind of thing, and just gonna look to them and say, "Would any of you be able to help me with this? Any suggestions or?"
How does before you say this, like how does Thelsa look visibly distressed?
Yes. She's looked distressed all day. She knows that things just aren't done yet, and they should have been. But we've been strapped for time with everything we constantly have to deal with.
Yeah, it's been consistently putting out one fire after another.
Are you looking for people from any kind of caste, or are you looking only for the nobles?
I had made it clear that I wanted this to be open to everyone. The nobles should be invited, but made aware that this is open to the populace.
Cort's gonna kind of look over at Ulhime. He's gonna kind of look over at Daniel standing watching. He's gonna kind of lean his head over and look at Jakob shucking the pomegranates with his claws. I don't think you guys are really great with people.
Would you like to handle that for me then?
I can try.
Thank you.
I can go talk to some of the possible tavern owners. If anything, I can distribute roughly 9 gold between three owners. For that, we can possibly use some of their furniture and their supplies for the events for tonight or tomorrow. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, look into getting some form of entertainment, and if need be, we can compensate greater. I'm sure my funds should cover most of it.
Give me a knowledge local, the three of you.
Ooh, that I can do.
Let's see
shit,
what you
I
do.
don't have. Oh no. Fuck.
Okay. All right. Thelsa, I think you would probably know this. You haven't been to the city in a long time, but you have established yourself here. You are aware of most of the surroundings and some of the facilities that have been afforded to this place. There is one particular tavern that does have higher end furniture. They're going to be a bit more expensive than 9 gold. But the brass trumpet.
Right.
It's basically a noble's tavern.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna turn and look at Ulhime and say, actually, I have an idea. Do you know of the brass trumpet that's across the way?
I've done 1 or 2 shifts before all this took place as volunteer guard in that area. Yes.
They have some high-end furniture, and I'm sure they've got some form of entertainment. Could you look into hiring their services for tomorrow evening?
That seems like a good idea. We can probably have them close their shop for the day at that location to just move into the temple for the festivities and make things a lot easier.
And alert them that if they drop a price for the estimated value, I'd happily compensate for whatever they'd lose for being down and also their services.
I'll let them know. I'll head there now then.
What should I be telling people that this event is? Is it just a party or?
This will be the Ruby Convocation. It's a ode to Weejas and to thank her for everything she's given us.
Cort is gonna look kind of like that went over his head.
And
Okay.
it's also like a gathering for the community. I am looking to bring religion back, make religion great again, and people just... I feel like everyone's lost hope.
How does this look? How does this particularly feel for Ulhime? With everything that Thelsa is saying, that this is sort of a different side. This is much more organized, significantly less malign or malicious even. How do you feel about this?
I mean, he already kind of had to put aside his. I would say it was a very a very judgmental view on her without actually any context of what she had did or why she had did the things that she did. So I mean, at this point, I mean he's closer with her now because they both have the same following. And I mean, in general, it's a nice change of pace to not have to see her, distraught over hurting someone or having to make a sacrifice that's so, world ending. So it's nice that he's seeing her worry, but not about something life threatening, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
It's nice to see her like human, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like
Humane.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do you think that this makes you more or less willing to make compromises and work with her in the future?
I mean, he was already working on that. I mean, the whole point of him doing this to begin with is to garner a better understanding of who she was. And even a while back, I mean, they kind of set aside their differences, saying like, I'm here for you. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to just turn a blind eye to you now. Like if something happens, at the very least, tell me what's happening so I don't have to draw another conclusion of what your intentions are.
Sure. Okay.
Also,
right.
if it hasn't been noted yet, Ulhime's probably wearing like the more fancier robes, but not his like formal wear of the temple.
Okay. So are you hoping to go to the Brass Trumpet alone? Are you taking anyone with you? And
I mean, if anyone wanted to tag along, I wasn't going to stop them. But I mean, I have my funds with me because if they're going to ask for a price, I'm assuming it's going to be half now, half later. If not, I can at least inform them of what we're willing to work with. But I have my gold with me. I'm dressed, I would say, semi-formal for our religious group.
okay, give me
robes.
give me a description. But not only for myself, but for the chat, for those that are watching. What would you say Ulhime actually looks like if you're going to present yourself to a group of strangers and hopefully be in the right spot to advocate this event and pay them for such? You've also got to make proper appearances here. You got to make a good name for yourself.
So I mean, now that he's back alive, he's kind of taken all the dust and stuff off of his face, so he's definitely cleaned up a bit more. He's actually combed and oiled his hair back, so it hangs into a long braid. He actually put gold. It's like a gold clamp and like a red bead, and then another gold clamp behind it.
Okay.
And then for like the celebration of the event, he kind of did the same thing with his beard, where it's braided, but it's the same thing. It's like it's gold, red kind of thing.
How long is the beard?
I would say probably to like just under the breast.
Okay. All right.
So it's not like super long, but
earrings. So people know. Are there any like earrings or tattoos or any other kind of markings that he might have?
It would be like the Osirian style, kind of like the ear clamps. I don't know if you like remember, like see those, but like people that have like the ear clamps like that, he would have those. He would probably wear like I would say probably rings on each finger. So he looks very opulently dressed, and it's
Can't wear
I would
rings.
say what?
You can't wear rings on that hand.
Well, on the gauntlet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But he has those probably on the gauntlet. So he's very opulently dressed, and I would say it's not in a sense out of character because Helm doesn't exist anymore, so the style of it doesn't feel off to him.
Okay.
But that's essentially how he's presenting himself, because he's kind of following that stigma of personifying beauty in a sense, and this is kind of his way of showing his power as beautiful, and if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. That seems
Not necessarily a show of wealth, but the way things are worn, it's kind of like they give highlight to like look at different features of him.
seems good. With that in mind, where do you think Thelsa is going from this point? Seems like he's going to go try to acquire some form of furniture for this gathering.
Yeah. So I have invitations covered, and I've got some form of furniture and potentially entertainment covered. Now I'm looking to get the fire and some sort of food aside from the pomegranates. So I am going to head inside and try and find where Daniel had headed off to. I presume he's not far.
No, Daniel is probably... I think he's probably just standing in the doorway, to be honest. Unless he went somewhere else. He's probably going to find very quickly that there's not really a lot in there.
No, I went to go stand over by the door just to kind of make sure like random people aren't going to be walking like in or out.
Okay. Seems good. All right. And I am also probably going to assume that we're seeing Jakob similarly just inside. Yes. Okay, good talk.
Yeah, I mean, Jakob would be just inside the door. I'm assuming there's nothing more than stained glass windows, and since there's no seating, he's just going to be leaning up against a pillar in front of a bucket, cracking open pomegranate seeds, getting them under the water, and just working the pulp loose.
Sure, seems good. Okay, so we have an active idea here. That really sort of leaves Cort. Cort, are you what did you want to do?
So Cort's gonna try and drum up people. So in Cort's mind, what he's gonna do is he's gonna head to the tip tankard, and he's gonna basically talk to everyone who's willing to talk to him, and say, "Hey, there's gonna be this big group meeting," and he's gonna barely explain what it is. It's gonna be very vague, and it's gonna be like, "Hey, there's gonna be a meeting here." And if anyone doesn't say like, "Yeah, I'll show up," and they're disinterested, Cort's gonna be like, "I'll give you a gold if you want to come." And then if they're like, "Yeah," Cort's just gonna hand him a gold.
Holy shit, I've heard of stimulating, is this their stimmy? Is the stimmy hidden right now? Holy shit.
Cort is naive, and he said he needs people, so Cort's gonna literally get to the tavern, and it's gonna be a very similar strategy.
God damn,
That's
okay.
what he's gonna do on the way to the tip tankers. He's just gonna, "Hey, there's gonna be this giant group meeting at the Church of Weejoss. It's gonna be kind of like a party. Do you want to come?" And they're gonna be so not cool with it. I'm gonna be like, "I got gold." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, sure, I'm down."
This is gonna be weird. Really weird.
I'll take the whole ruby.
He didn't tell me how I could generate buzz, and that's just I'm just gonna walk around and hand out gold. That makes people want to show up, I guess.
Honestly, the only thing you have to really do to drum up buzz is say free food.
Okay.
Most of the town is starving. He could go in front of, Genius and just say,
And he never told me there will be food, so Cort doesn't know that.
2 questions. Does Cort, short of going to the tip tankard, does he have any other destination that he would like to affront so that he could find more people? And go ahead.
It would be after the tip tankard. The tip tanker's his first spot.
Okay.
And then he would just go to various spots around town.
You should pick those spots. I've got to be aware of them because there might be important people there might not. Secondly, the other question is Thelsa telling him to go to specific places so that he doesn't just drag in a bunch of drunkards to ruin your party?
I mentioned to him that I was looking for to alert the nobles that he would hire that there would be everyone invited.
Oh my god.
So Cort would probably go to the tip tankard, then he would go towards the cusp and in that direction. Then he would shoot over to the mayor's house, then shoot over towards like near Sasha's, then to Keegan's, because I'm pretty sure that's all the places that he knows in the town.
Keegan's dead.
He would literally go 1, 2. Yeah, well, yeah.
You're just gonna go knock on Keegan's door and hope someone like.
No, I'm gonna like that'll be like an area where like those areas I'm just gonna kind of
Sure. Okay. All right. I got you.
At least
except
when
for
he's
the tip tankard Court's actually gonna go into.
let this show to the audience. I would like to present to the court. This is why women plan parties. Because guys are like, what do we need? What do we need? Little sandwiches. Yeah, and
people.
It's not a party without people. That's right. And fire. Hell yeah, little sandwiches, people, and fire. Yes, it's gonna be a rager. Woo!
And you know it ain't gonna be a party unless
Then
we
we
bring the
go and we
Coors Light.
find out as many people as we can get, and then it's a banger. It's that easy.
There's always the chunky guy on the side that's like, can we get like cocktail weenies? Is that a thing?
No.
No, God damn it, we're doing the
Jobs.
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, no, Jobs.
I want to go see Chubbs.
Yeah, listen, y'all can do it.
That's what I'm doing after the party. Once
Are
everything's
you
done and settled, I'm gonna go visit Chubbs.
Are you absolutely sure you want to introduce Chobs into our fuckery any further?
No, I'm not bringing you guys.
Pigs and blankets. Good Lord. Okay. All right. Okay. This is happening. Okay. I'm going to start this. Skill checks. I would like some skill checks, please. From Sniper. Sniper. I have some ideas in my mind, but I would love to entertain what you think is going to be proper skill checks to properly harvest this fruit without wasting it for some reason.
Strength checks, nat 20, all of them.
Please, God, no.
Just grab them and just destroy.
Oh, so you want to know what I would think I should go ahead and roll as far as like prepping food?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Do you just basically just open this up and dip the seed into the water and like use it there as like your bucket, your collector? Or are you opening these up like flowers? Like what do you want to do? How would you like to do this? Preparation is important. Remember, visuals matter to people in their position.
Oh, joy. Ah.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I'm asking for a check that's not spot. Guess what, fucker? You can see the fruit. It's all right there. I don't care if you get a 43. You're not going to see Jesus' eyes to the fruit. It's all right in front of you.
What do you mean spot?
Perception.
I mean, it's nice that you're not rolling perception for once, but no, I'm thinking about it. I would say either knowledge, nature, or performance. I mean, if we're trying to say, does he artfully lay it out on a tray and so forth, that would be more performance.
Okay. It's definitely knowledge, nature, but I'll give you, if you would like to utilize performance here, I'm okay with that.
No, I'd rather use knowledge, nature, because I got absolutely jack shit in performance.
We're definitely using performance.
Fuck.
Unless you'd like to use craft, an untrained craft.
Craft would probably be, yeah, we'll go with craft. I
think craft.
If for some reason you roll a negative, the fruit disappears.
Just one at a time, though, right?
There's no
Not
way.
all of them at once.
You know what's really funny? If they'd had me write out the invitations, I got craft scrolls. So that would be just an intelligence check, right? Yeah, craft is ability. Yeah, it's intelligence. So just a flat intelligence roll.
Let's see what you get. That's not bad.
I'll take it.
That's not bad. Okay. All right, friend. How would you like these to look? In your field of vision, explain to me, give me the greatest picture.
In my mind, I picture Well, I'm assuming that we've got a, metric butt ton of these fruits.
It's about 300 pounds.
Yeah. So considering how much, so about 100 pounds of the actual seed.
I'm going to imagine, for the record, I'm going to need 3 rolls.
Oh, 3 of them? Okay.
Three rolls. I'm just going to have you do it per 100 pounds. Okay. Each check is going to get slightly easier because you're basically developing a rhythm. That's wonderful. Give me one more. Are you happy with that?
No, we'll go ahead and re-roll. I got one. Courtesy of Broccoline. Yeah,
that's really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, I'm picturing a serving platter holding a chalice filled to overflowing with these pomegranate seeds, and surrounding it are smaller, daintier cups or glasses with the seeds inside.
What a beautiful vision!
Probably floating in a clear wine. Preferably something drier. And in each of the cups will be, a needlepoint skewer, so that they don't have to actually.
I'm eager to hear this conversation. I want to hear this conversation between you and the High Mother of the Church.
Yeah, and if I can find it, a bowl of honey.
That's probably going to be a little bit easier.
Out the side.
Okay, all right. So there's your rolls. Looks really, really good. You managed to make them beautifully so. You don't really, you may have a couple that you end up wasting, maybe just a couple of pounds. But for the most part, it's really good. You probably even sample some of this to experience pomegranate for the first time. And it's decadent. The memory doesn't really serve it any justice. But you can explain your vision to the High Mother when she cycles back around.
Oh, yeah.
Now, our camera moves. It pans. This time it moves over to our dear friend Ulhime. Ulhime, you found your way to the Brass Trumpet. You're most familiar with this place. At least the outside. Usually there is a host of guard that are maintaining people in their thoroughfare. But in this case, it seems to not be manned at the moment. However, nobles aren't nobles unless someone's drinking. Do you enter the establishment?
Yeah, I would give myself one more quick once over just to make sure I look proper. No, pieces of hay or something sticking off of me. And once I do, I'll make my way inside.
Okay. You enter into the fine establishment. Beautiful cut marble, various bits of granite decorating tops of tables. It's to the nines. This is a proper establishment. It's unlike the rest of the city, and for some reason, it was not rendered, destroyed, when a certain attack occurred on the city. And it does move. It bustles. Who would you like to see to?
Most likely the bartender first to see if I can get in contact with the owner.
Okay. You wish to move up to speak to the barman. A bit of a finer attire, something you weren't expecting. However, in your position, you actually really look like clergy. You're not really seeing that out of some of the people here. There are folks that are dressed in very, very high-end silks. Some are wearing some unfamiliar clothing from what may seem similar to your home, where you originated from. But you finally walk over to the barman. He seems to have just been pouring some beautifully rich liquid from a decanter. He passes this crystal cup down to the end. The work of some brilliant mason, likely a dwarf. He sees you and he immediately hails you. Hello, dwarf. Welcome to the Brass Trumpet. I need a name, Chad. Give me a name of our dear barman here. What is the barman's name at the Brass Trumpet?
Keith. No, I'm just kidding.
Keith? As in Bandit Keith?
Yep, that's exactly his name.
It's not. And
Bandit
you see,
Keith. he pulls out a slot machine monster from his wristband.
No, it's got to be something funnier, like Johnny Fuckknuckles.
I thought Ginger was asking to name the person human for a
Human?
second.
My name is Human Wheatley. Seamus Whitehall, Tickle Nips, Phelan, Fingalhop.
Is said person human?
I'm kind of
yes.
taken with Tickle Nips right now. I'm not going to lie.
I'm gonna run with Sylvester. He introduces himself as Syl. My name is
Sylvester
Syl.
Tickle Nips. Yeah, I can deal with that.
We're in the afternoon, right? Or midday?
Yeah, it's midday.
Good day, Sil. I am Ulhime Shieldbearer. I come from the Temple of Weejas on behalf of business.
Oh, please, take a seat.
Thank you. This is going to be a really unusual question to ask, but are you the owner of the establishment?
Oh, no, I'm simply working for a wage.
I see. Would you do me the honor of retrieving the owner so I may talk with them?
Is something wrong? Were you wronged at some point in this establishment?
Prohibition has started, I'm afraid. No, I'm just kidding. I kid. A dwarf during Prohibition. Could you imagine? No, it's for an event coming up tomorrow night.
He looks quite flustered and confused. You said your name was what again?
Ulhime, Shieldbearer.
Very well. I will reach to the owner. There is no guarantee that he will see to you. Is there something that you would like to speak specifically? Are you putting in for requisition? Perhaps a sales pitch? Is there something that you needed specifically? I'd like to deliver this message promptly, so.
Yes, if he's interested having the brass trumpet and its staff hosting an event tomorrow night at the temple.
Oh,
Potentially covering the day's wages that you would be making here, but in that location.
Oh.
Any tips you make would be yours to keep, of course.
That would be a rather expensive endeavor, sir, and not to assume as such that you may be lacking, but what guarantees might you have for this?
He opens the sack of gold and presents it to him.
Very well. I will report to him immediately that Mr. Shieldbearer is attempting to establish an event at... And what day was it? You said next week.
Tomorrow evening. I know it sounds very sudden and unusual to ask, but if you can do me this one favor. And he slides the barkeep 3 gold, and
Please.
for your troubles.
Please, sir, it is not needed. I will see to the owner of the establishment, and we'll see if he is.
He shakes
interested
his
in
head
entertaining.
anyway. You were kind enough to at least hear me out. This is for you anyway. And he hands him the 3 gold.
Thank you. He retreats to the rear room. He steps off. There appears to be some sort of, I want to say like a room separation, sort of like, what is it called? They're like a play curtain, if you will, that seems to be disguising this grandiose hall. And he disappears behind this play curtain. Nobody seems to really take much mind of you, though they do seem to be partaking in a variety of things. Where your eyes train, some just seem to be drinking. Some here are seemingly lonely despite their wealth that seems to be ever flowing from them. Others seem to be imbibing in some more illegal things. This is not an establishment where the police or the guard, one, are either welcomed or hang out because they can't afford it.
Yeah. As Ulhime looks around, as he notices that no one's actually like looking at him, he kind of just gives a smirk and it's like the first time he feels like content, like that, like people aren't afraid of him, you know. So he kind of just sits there and just smiles to himself and kind of just looks at his hand, his arm, and just like whispers, "Thank you," and then he waits.
A few minutes pass by before inevitably Sil returns. He said he would like to speak with you, if you have some time.
I do. Do I follow you?
Yes, please, this way.
Thank you. And he hops off the bar stool, and then he politely pushes it, lifts the chair so he doesn't drag it on the floor, and places it back.
Sure. He moves the curtain to the side to allow you through, showing you this very dark hallway, but a light at the end of such. It goes about 30 or so feet back before entering into a room. There is no door, it's just another arch. You can see light flickering, almost like a firelight. After you enter, you hear nothing but footsteps for a short time. You see shadows move about the wall in that rear room, but as you enter, there is no one there. It's just you and Sil. Where Sil stands, he says, please take a seat. He will be with you in just a moment. There are two chairs in front of a lovely oaken desk. Behind him, a fire seems to flicker with life.
So the one that's facing the one, I'm sorry, this the one that's where his back will be to the outside. Because I think if like formality serves correct, usually it's person walking out gets the closest chair. So yeah, he would try to make it a point to sit like that.
Okay, so you want to sit with
my back facing the exit of the bar.
Okay, very well, very well.
Yeah.
After you've taken your seat, how long do you intend on waiting?
I mean, he said he was gonna give me a moment, so I mean, I can't rush I can't rush someone that said that they're gonna meet me, and even then, yeah, I'm trying to oversee a business deal in a very short span of time, so it's kind of like I have to kind of wait to be on his time anyway.
Sure. You notice that Sil never seems to go anywhere. He just stands, waiting, hands adroitly at his sides, maintaining silence. He doesn't seem to fidget. Will you peer around the room, or is there any more that you would like to try to do? Do you stand? Do you fidget with any of the things on the desk?
I mean, I guess I would start taking a look around. I mean, if he's not there yet, and it's been like 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm still kind of like waiting, I would say I would probably scoot my chair out a little bit, and yeah, I would take like a gander, like if there's like pictures or something on the wall, or if there's like sculptures around, I'd probably start taking a look at those tapestries.
No sculptures, but there is a large painting, a familial-esque painting on the wall. And it seems to be in black and white. It is drawn. Obviously, they didn't have Polaroid at the time, but this is large. You know, it's about 3 feet wide by probably 1.5 to 2 feet tall. And it's this beautifully decorated frame behind a very, very thin piece of glass. Something that even like a tink, right? Like just a finger flick could shatter this glass. But you can see a grouping of people. There's about nine of them. One woman, and the rest are boys and men.
Any familiar faces?
Give me a perception.
Let's take a look. Prescription. 20.
Sure, you take a look. You seem to be focusing in on them to see if any of them look familiar. And none of them seem to look super familiar, but one does. One has some shape to his face that you remarkably can remember. You're not really sure how. It seems as if it's aged. Obviously, every picture of them is when they were younger. But as you look, you sort of lean in. Your vision is not quite as good as it was just a few nights back.
Yeah.
So you focus, you squint your eyes, and then you hear a
I'll turn around.
Where do you turn to? Do you turn to face the open arch in the door?
I'm assuming to where the owner was supposed to be coming from. So I would probably or at least to where the most immediate sound came from in that
Sure.
regard. Yeah.
So you casually turn to see if anybody might be waiting for you at the open. To swiftly turn, noticing that nobody's there. So you continue your pace as you turn. And it's just Syl. Syl is on the opposite side of the desk, and he seems to be rolling up his cuff on both sides before finally taking a seat.
Okay,
Seems to run
then-
his fingers through his hair several times before he says, "Well, you are the real deal. I thought you would get bored at first, but it seems that you actually have something to offer me."
You see Ulhime, like he visibly like chuckles. I had a feeling as much, and sorry about standing and not waiting for you longer.
No, it's fine. It's rather fine. It was a bit of a test. There's so many charlatans and those that are after what it is I have to offer here. I tend to bury them in a certain etiquette. Though most are without patience, they become rather bereft at the situation and they oftentimes leave. So forgive me, I didn't want to test you or waste your time. I just wanted to see the metric of the man that sits, or in this case, stands before me. I see you've
Understood.
noticed my family.
I have very lovely family that you have, and very lovely drawing.
Thank you. Thank you. I was just a boy there. My father left the establishment to me.
Sorry to hear about that. And then he kind of walks over and he pulls
He
up the chair
stands.
again.
He stands to actually shake your hand.
He puts his hand out. Well, I think he'd probably use the gauntlet hand, just because the other one I think might be a little weird for him to do.
Sure. And when you
So-
do that, he removes his hand, seeing that there's a dominance in the other hand, and he goes to shake you with his left. A little different. He's not usually like, it's a rare occasion. Your name again, it was Ulhime.
Shield bearer.
Well done. Well, my name is Sylvester Silverlight.
Oh, fuck.
Something wrong.
Ulhime just like kind of like looks to the floor and he goes, "Your father, by chance, Gilfrey?"
No, actually. How do you know that name?
We've met a couple of times.
Interesting. How?
He's helped me get over some walls recently. Do you need a sense motive from me, or?
He's using a sense motive on you at this point. You can see that he's kind of like weighing what it is that you've said.
Ah.
Gilfrey was my grandfather.
Was, or do you mean is?
Gilfrey was deceased. He passed away some time ago.
I see. Well, I'm sorry. This is very unusual to hear, but he's a good man. He was.
How long ago was it that you had met my grandfather and you worked with him?
Well, instead of just dancing around this conversation, fairly recently, actually. I would say probably within the day.
Really? My grandfather's body was found shortly after the fires and the attack, as was one of my brothers and my aunt.
That couldn't be possible. I've talked to him recently.
Seems very unlike him. And the coroner has never... The coroner and I are close. We've worked together in the past, and he's never lied to me before. What do you have from lying to me now?
I'm not sure, but if he's doing it, he's probably doing it for a good reason. But as far as I know, the man I talked to went by Gilfrey Silverlight, unless he's just using the name for reputation.
You would know if you met my grandfather. He was a very particular kind of man. He spent a long time in military. You could tell if you had ever met him. He had a bit of a commanding force about him and some very unique skills. Made him quite valuable to multiple places and multiple people.
I'm aware, or at least I hope I am.
Interesting. Well, that's news I wasn't quite expecting. Ulhime Shieldbearer.
Sorry
said
to
that
bring it
you'd
up to you so abruptly.
You spoke to him a day ago.
Correct.
And what was it that he had said?
He had just affirmed me about some misunderstandings that we had had. But
You had a misunderstanding with my grandfather, and are you? And he kind of pokes you. You're alive.
I wasn't alive at the time, if that makes any sense. Which I don't expect it to.
Please. He at this point he sits down. Enlighten me. This sounds like a majestic tale.
Not so much, and I would rather spare the details of having to go into the events that led up to our meeting again, but he helped me with understanding a lot of things.
Yes, he is rather wise. The old man had a talent for things, but I was never his favorite grandson. Not his least favorite either, but, well, when you have so many, it's hard to choose a favorite. Tell me, did you have anything to do with the fire that occurred?
Not the fire directly, but the monstrosities that had invaded the city, I would say, were due to our inaction.
That's rather unfortunate. Did you have anything to do with my brother's death?
No, but I tried to make an effort to bring him back, and it didn't go as planned.
I followed some of the events that transpired around the death of my brother, the death of my aunt. The coroner, my friend, informed me that some of the wounds and the markings on his body were not directly correlating or tied to the attack. He was not burned. Something struck him rapidly. He suffocated. Many of the other people in the town burned that evening, or they were attacked, some eaten. The methods were very obvious. Goblins have ways about them that are predictable. But nothing was very clear about the death of my brother. You have no idea what may have occurred there.
I don't know the specifics of how he passed, but from what I was told, one of our own was responsible for his passing. I tried to rectify that wrong by bringing him back, and I failed to do so. As a result, your grandfather threw me over the wall.
And has he tried to attack you since?
Me, no, but...
Well, then he felt rather justified. You paid your price.
He says that as well, but it still doesn't feel like it.
Thank you for this information. this will put some of my mind at ease. Forgive me for making this rather somber or sullen. I just needed closure. You must understand.
I mean, I should apologize as well. I didn't think you'd want to see the face of someone that had to deal in the loss of your family members.
I understand. And let's continue business. You said that you wish to acquire the services of the brass trumpet for the church.
Yes. Sorry. And he takes a seat. We are going to perform a ceremony. Are you familiar with the Temple of Ouijas or any of its followings?
I cannot say that I am a very divine individual. Faith is lost on me. I measure the man. I don't seem to measure the faith that they rather abide by. But I'm familiar with the location, yes.
Good. Well, we plan on holding an event called the Ruby Convocation. It takes place once every couple of years, and tomorrow night is such an event. The thing about that is, well, you've seen the town, and the temple was unfortunately not spared the damages. In short, we are looking to acquire your furniture as well as your building's services for the evening.
So you'd like to rent the establishment then?
Not your establishment per se, but your services in the temple for that evening with most of the furniture in the tavern. As I said, it's an unusual request, but hopefully we can come to some agreement on whether or not this is something that might interest you. Given what we're working with, I at least want to be as upfront about this as possible. We are trying to reestablish a religious connection back with the people, giving them a sense of hope, something to follow, to keep spirits up.
Faith is a wild thing. I can understand where it would drive a man or a woman. I've gathered as such.
Yes, but at this point, we also figured that if we can hold such an event with a fine establishment such as yours, names, particular the most nobles that have frequented the trumpet, would be more inclined to head to the temple. They can mingle with each other.
Do you have... Let's discuss the things that you need. You said that you needed furniture. Will you also need cutlery?
Yes.
Plateware?
Correct.
Will you need food and drink?
Yes.
Is this going to be an open bar?
I would say no. I would say for the most part you would be running your business in our establishment, so you would be charging the price of whatever you would charge here for that event. Or if you want to upsell it, you're more than welcome to. As I said when I was outside, the tips and additional wages that you would be making, you and your staff would be making off of this event, would primarily be yours and yours alone. We are more or less doing this for a build-up of reputation amongst our group as well as the church.
Well, this is going to be expensive. I hope that you understand.
Yes.
I'm interested in entertaining this, please. Make your offers.
100 gold. 50 now and 50 at the end of the event. Or, seeing as we've already kind of broken enough ground with each other, I can give you all 100 up front if that's what you feel is necessary.
That would be generous. But not necessary for you to pay it all up front. I can accept half now and half later, but the wage at which you offer is not nearly enough. The furniture that we have in this establishment are... Well, You are a dwarf, yes?
He nods.
And how old are you, sir?
200.
200. The furniture in this establishment is older than you are. It was artisan crafted, not from a fresh and up-and-coming carpenter. We offer crystalware as made by dwarven men and women alike. Imported from the shake of it, your homeland. You're from Osiria, are you not?
I am.
Then you're familiar with the crystal from Osiria.
I am.
You have offered a wage that, if this were my grandfather or even my father, they would say was paltry. A shallow offer. But I am a man that has recently found closure. I will not take any offense to this. However, I would be remiss to say that 100 gold would be enough. I was thinking in the ballpark of around 400 or 500 gold. We do not need any tips. We will bring the finest cuts of meat, more than enough to serve. Let's see, your establishment should easily hold 100 to 150 people. I'll bring enough to serve 225. You can keep the food after. It's also an insurance piece. If any damage occurs to my belongings, and I have some assumptions that it might, I will keep it. But if nothing occurs, then I will return a small stipend. Forgive me for being shrewd. This business has been with my family almost as long as this place has standed. And by this place, I mean Cauldron. Where it stands now, one of my forefathers, they broke bread here. Unless you have a better offer, something that might be more valuable than coin.
Honestly, I thought the reputation would be enough, but I think that was a foolish offer to come in with to begin with, given that the Trumpet is already a well-established location. I think, unfortunately, or fortunately, the gold will have to suffice on that end, but maybe we can round it down a bit. 450, perhaps.
Are you hard-pressed for income and finances? Are your coffers low? I can understand, and we can extend some patronage.
My coffers, no, but our group is well off. I'm not a very good businessman. I'm not gonna lie.
You seem like a man of talent, but not a talent for this.
Yes. I've always asked my betters in this department for education if it could be had, but maybe there's something else that I'm not seeing that you're looking into obtaining.
Well, I would be the worst brand of my forefather. And he points to a crest on a ring finger. Give me a knowledge local or knowledge history. Are you happy with that? You've got luck rolls out the ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't used the reroll. I'll use one. That works.
That's much better. You actually do recognize this. There's an emblazoned L that seems to be carved. The forefathers, they broke bread in this town. One of the first.
Oh, Lidu, right?
Lidu, correct. I would be remiss to say that my forefathers would be unhappy with me if I was not willing to assist. I'm willing to help. I'll make a concession, but it will come at a cost.
And what cost would that be?
I'll lower the amount to 300 gold. But I want the name of the man who killed my brother, and I want to know if he's going to be there tomorrow.
I'm just gonna do a quick. Let's see. So we're gonna say even.
If he's gonna
Don't you fucking sell me out.
Even is gonna be yes. Odd is gonna be no.
Pug.
You see Ulhime look down for a minute, and he looks back up. I've given the name. Well, your grandfather knows the name of the person. So I guess from one Silverlight to another, I'll tell you the name. Ooh. Sorry. It's getting chills. The one that you seek, formerly known as the Dawnbreaker, is Jakob. Jakob Rivers.
Stab him. Aim for in between the carapace.
Yeah, what you're feeling right now is called guilt.
He will be among the people at the party tomorrow night.
I'll drop it to 200 if you tell me what he looks like.
You've seen the new guard captain.
Yes, I'm familiar with Kiana. Miss Green is... We're rather comfortable with each other. We have a healthy respect, and she turns a blind eye when necessary.
Her new associate.
She has a new associate.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
He's a tiefling.
A tiefling. I've met a few in my time.
Red skin, 4 arms. He won't be hard to miss.
You see a smile break over his face. He stands. And he extends his hand. Thank you. The brass trumpet will be yours. Tomorrow, we'll bring our finest wares, the best meat cuts, and a full line and variety of drinks.
Very well. Thank you.
Jacob's gonna get stabbed in the kidney.
He puts out the 200 gold. Like, he puts out all 200 in front of him.
He doesn't even bother counting it.
Have a good day, Mr. Silverlight.
Likewise, he stands, and as he begins to like unfurl the cuffs of his shirt, and he seems to kind of fix his hair the way that it was. For now, please just refer to me as Sylvester.
Very well, Sylvester. May the Ruby Sorceress smile upon you.
He'll see you out of the establishment. That fucking smug face! Oh man, this is too good. This is perfect. And this is where I call tonight's session, because that's fucking juicy. That is.
Hopefully, he has the decency to assassinate him outside the temple, like after hours, kind of thing.
I mean,
not do it right in front of everyone.
He doesn't. He could just stab him in the kidney and then say, "All right, come on, clean his body up. Come on, we got work to do."
Oh, Ulhime is such a fuckboy right now.
What are you talking about, bro? I don't got no teaching about protecting nobody.
He's making good financial decisions.
Yeah.
Is the man that attacked his own party questioning someone else's trust and what's that? Ethics?
Whoa! He didn't intentionally attack the party.
Oh, he only turned around and cut me with a scythe that was gonna decay me to death. But hey, that's just me. I know semantics.
2 people actually.
And besides, if one Silverlight knows about you, I'm assuming the other does too, so I ain't gonna risk it.
I ain't gonna risk it.
There's no way that you guys haven't thought, even for a moment, that Gilfrey doesn't have the lowdown about this convocation.
Oh no, he knows.
I
would have invited him if I had seen him.
honestly, I was gonna plan on it. I was like, look, I know you hate us, but can you like perform for us at the convocation?
I don't know that I'd ask him to perform because I know he was trying to keep a low cover for a little while.
Hey, so it turns out that my, recently ex-best friend may have killed your brother.
Not may have. I told that fool straight up that you did.
I can tell you how it went down. I wasn't there.
I was like,
heard
get
about
me the
it.
artist that drew your family, and I'll have him draw the picture for you. That way you don't leave inside. Bring a red crayon.
Oh man, that's fucking good.
Red crayon.
Jacob is paying out the ass for trying to save that kid.
Bring the color pencils.
You were the reason you had to save that kid, though.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you backhanded him out the doorway.
Yeah.
And then you crushed his rib cage and then tried to fix his rib cage
by cutting him open.
What?
The kid tried to run back in because one of his this is before you were here. There was an attack on the city, and he was going house to house trying to find anyone who may have been stuck. Well, this house is on fire, and someone was stuck under a fallen banister, and he went in, and Gilfrey and this boy are trying to pull this woman out. They can't. They're struggling. So, his method, he tries, he fails. He can't remove the banister. He makes the call, says she's dead. He can't save her. So he grabs the old man, who's basically weeping, throws him over shoulder, and at first he gets the boy and pushes the boy out. But the boy runs back. And with Gilfrey over his shoulder, he has to stop him from running back into the burning house. So he punches him in the, he doesn't intentionally try to punch him in the chest, but he doesn't pull his punch either. And when he does, he hits this sickly child. There's a reason that Gilfrey was there acting as protector. He hits this sickly child. His rib breaks and pierces his lung. And the boy begins gasping for life. Gilfrey, panicking, is waiting for something to happen, so he tries to enact and do this bit of small surgery. Jacob does. He fails.
And Jacob puts his hand in and pretends he's the puppet, forgets what he's doing, and then
he's gonna basically try to work the lung or the heart so that he can kick this kid back to life. It doesn't work, and when Jacob looks back up after the boy had died, there's a coin, a singular coin that he collects that was from Gilfrey. It was a mark.
Yeah, Gilfrey marked him for death.
The fire would have been faster. The fire would have been faster.
Should have just thrown them both back in the fire and closed the door and walked away.
Oh, and don't forget, there's also his other impulse habit when a mundane guard was punching him. Instead of just punching him back, he full on arcane point. Cort touches the guy to death and was like, I don't understand how he died. I'm like, really? Because you pumped literally frost magic into this boy and like froze him like Sub-Zero did to that one random guy in Mortal Kombat.
And there's the time where he force punched my robo stomach.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then we can't forget the time where he randomly pulled out, his weapon on me to once again arcane pump and some freaking Arcana Force fist into my face, and he was like, well, we were in the moment. I was like, bro, you don't throw magic in the heat. This isn't Harry Potter. You don't just fucking just pull your wand out sideways and start blasting at people.
Oh man.
His homie, you can't deal with it.
I mean, in all honesty, I honestly could not lie to him. I couldn't, one, because I'm a paladin. So even then, that's why I was just kind of like, yeah, if he's gonna ask me a question, I can't fucking lie to him.
There were some interesting things there that you learned, though. I don't know if you highlighted them, but I want to know. For those of you that were watching there, particularly my players, but even chat, what else did you learn from that conversation? There was a lot of information that could have been gleaned from it.
That he was one of the possible originators of the city, i.e., a possible target for Namthatoran.
Yeah, the Silverlights.
Is Silverlight not their actual last name then? Because if he's wearing the ring of Lidu, somewhere down the line they either married into that family, or they're not using their actual last name.
Well, I mean, also a huge red flag is that someone told Sil that Gilfrey was dead. So it's the question is why though? What does someone have to gain?
Whose old man body was found instead of his?
I'm curious, who had the name Loramore?
Oramore? Where the fuck did that come from?
Bro, that's Haunting
That's from Haunting of Harrowstone.
It's the
Oh.
wrong game, bro.
Oh, shit.
It's all good, bro. No worries.
I mean,
I'm not all here. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess I could have possessed a small child and probably went about my business, but
So you're right. You're right about that much. He had the Lidu ring. Did he change
Yeah.
his name? Did someone marry in? Did someone marry out? It makes a world of difference discovering these things.
yeah, because that's like the moment I saw that when you mentioned that, and I was like, Silverlight. I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, I was like super confused by it, but yeah. I don't
You
know,
did
from
learn
your
something else, and it was this fast. Right at the very end. He said he was familiar with Kiana Green, that they had a working relationship.
Yeah, the part where he just
Oh,
kinda-
That
Yeah,
he
no,
looked. That
I
she
learned.
looks aside.
That she looks the other
i.e.,
way.
That she might be dirty.
She might be dirty.
You gotta
we
be
kind of
dirty.
garnered that since the fucking whole ear thing, so I'm not.
or yeah, the whole demon.
That doesn't necessarily make her dirty. That just makes her dedicated.
No, I get that, but I mean, even then, it's like her moral compass isn't so like fucking straight and narrow.
Sure.
I still trust her mortal compass. I think she recognizes that what she would be dealing with is too much for what she has available to her.
Yeah.
And she recognizes that this is the safer option as opposed to trying to take it on herself and then losing what she has left.
Not gonna lie, sounds weird, but I had a lot of fucking fun role playing that scene. I was like,
Last question.
You had a lot of fun once that dice roll came up. You were like, even? Yep, no moral boundaries.
He had fun before
was-
that.
I was
He
actually-
enjoying it.
I was actually gonna use a reroll on that as well, so it was gonna kind of happen either way.
What do you think, with all of this said and done? I want to know what your knee-jerk reaction is. Is Sylvester Silverlight, is he just the inherited son to a successful tavern?
I want to say possibly, because
He's absolutely an assassin.
and it was stupid of me to not gain sense motive on that, but at the same time, it was kind of like everything that happened. Like, I don't know. To me, it was like it was very sudden, and it was. I feel like Ulhime has gotten to a point where he's like, the more he keeps hiding shit from people that he's trying to do business with, like, the more underlying shit he has to deal with later. So he's like, if I just get this out in the open now, it's like it's less he has to dig through later on.
Look, once I told him that my lifelong best friend is the one who stabbed his brother in the kidney, I just could sleep better. I was honestly fine.
No,
Great.
I didn't sell it Thelsa at all. What are you talking about?
So I'm gonna let you know now. You'll have to discover these things in game, but without doing digging, go ahead. I want to hear what you have.
I feel like we should be hearing the sound of the Godfather in the background when we're talking about this fellow.
That's not far
Sylvester.
off. That's not far off.
Yeah.
If you take, I'll say two things. If you take two things and you branch them to one of which is the mob, and I'm going to say a last name, and if you know the last name, then cool, but if you don't, then it's just going to be lost on you anyway, and you take the other branch, and it's Zoldyck, then you'll know.
Why do I know that name? Why does that sound familiar? Why do I know that?
Some people will know it. Some people will not. Zoldyck. Just in case you want to.
I'll stick those two at some point.
I'm not going to tell you, teehee.
Yeah, learn to Google. Educate yourselves, bitches. But no, that was fun.
Well, I'm glad that you guys had a good time. That's actually all we've got for tonight, guys. This is going to be our return session. I think this might be 195 or 196.
It was a strong return session. I'll say that.
It took a little while to get reintroduced, but I feel like that happens, and this gives us plenty of opportunity. Just so everybody is on board and everyone knows, episode 200 is going to be the dungeon crawl. Starting now, I'm leaving it up to my players to start defining their characters. We have some weird things coming. I'm going to pass them a dungeon. And from this point forward, you guys, maybe I'll make a chart for this, because I know that a lot of you guys want to start doing some weird shit. Maybe I'll make some like weird goals where you guys can meet either through subs, tips, bits, what have you, where you guys can actually populate our dungeon within the realm of reason. You can't put any like CR20 shits in there.
Oh, dude, that's like back in the day, like when you first started out, like where you were like doing the
endless
if
dungeon.
someone subbed or donated, like the next room you could like influence with something.
Yep.
The endless dungeons and all that.
That's the first time I donated. It was for an undead frost giant changed to a fucking wall. I was like, I remember that. 'Cause I did that.
I want to be able to do that again. I do. But I'm waiting literally until my office is finished to start pursuing brand new things. 16 million rats in a 15 by 15 room. They all died before you got in there. There was no breath, no air, no nothing. They just couldn't stop eating each other and then dying at the same time. It's rough. All right, guys.
It's actually horrible to see. So much blood.
It's a solid cube of rat.
That's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to Discord and hang out with everybody there. If you guys want to keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive. We did just fall under 2K on Patreon, which doesn't hurt yet. It doesn't hurt yet, but it's an opportunity for you guys to keep things like this going. If you want to see another game, if you want to see another tabletop game, if you want to see more sessions out of things like this and keep pushing me into doing more tabletop things, then go support over on Patreon. Even at the lowest level, $5 a month. It makes a world of difference.
Think of us like that NPR, donation drive. Do you like the content? Do you enjoy what you're seeing? Add $5 a month, and you too can join the Bub Club in the Bub Tub.
I'm gonna need someone to clip that, because that was probably the nicest and best representation that Sniper has ever given this place. Even if it is just a schlocky ad that's a copy, I'm A-okay with it.
Everyone, before you leave as well, don't forget to unlock yourselves, put your chains and your locks back in the box, and put it back under the bed for next week. Don't forget.
By the way, before we go, did Ronald tell you guys that he had a Tuesday night intro?
Oh, dude. Wait, what?
Are you opening for other groups aside from
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh my God, you're cheating on us?
Yeah.
What can you?
I'm gonna have to throw my
It's a
shackles
plague,
out.
Bub. You're letting it infect your other days of the week.
Could you tell him what it was?
You whore!
Dude, I legit forgot. Like, now that you brought it up, like, my mind went blank. I'm like, hold on.
He's got stage fright, Bub.
Oh, that's good shit. I love
What did I say? What did someone remember? Someone in chat remind me. Christy.
I can't. I don't remember it, but I remember laughing about it because I didn't expect you to know it. Thank you, Brock. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Much love as always. Make sure you guys go follow on Discord, on Twitter, on Instagram, stuff like that. We're gonna have lots of new content coming. And yeah, episode 200 is coming fast. So.
Oh, was it Get Your Rest to Get Possessed for tonight's Harrowing recap? Is that what I said?
I think something like that. Yeah, something like that. So take it easy, folks. Do what you do. Stay safe, stay nerdy, and we'll catch you tomorrow for some game time. Love your faces. Peace. We out of here.